Hey, what's up everyone? This is Zach, and I am here with an album review for you guys. So for this review, I'll be reviewing Demon Hunter's brand new album, There Was a Light Here. This is an album that I was definitely looking forward to, one of my most anticipated albums of this year. And I have to say, this album did not disappoint. And I didn't think it would, considering I have enjoyed all of the singles: I'm Done, Light Bends, Sorrow Light the Way, The Pain in Me Is Gone, and the title track. I thought all these songs were solid. And also, I don't think Demon Hunter has ever really put out a bad album. I mean, the only album of theirs that I would say is somewhat weak is Peace. But even that album I don't think is bad. But if I had to choose a least favorite in their discography, it probably would be that one. So now we have this new album, There Was a Light Here, which is the follow-up to their 2022 album, Exile, which was their concept album. And as far as Exile goes, I think it was a good album. I don't think it's held up the greatest, but Exile definitely had some good songs, such as Defense Mechanism, Silence the World, and Along the Way. But I do think that this new one, There Was a Light Here, blows Exile out of the water, in my opinion. Classic Demon Hunter is back, and that is exactly how I felt as I was listening to this album. As far as sound-wise goes, I feel like as far as sound-wise, this album kind of sounds like 2000s Demon Hunter with some Extremist and Outlive thrown in there. That's kind of what I was hearing, pretty much. Now, again, I thought all the singles were solid, but one thing that I have seen some fans wonder about is, were there going to be any barn burners on this album? Because the singles we've gotten were very melody driven, so that was one of the main questions. Like, is there going to be any barn burners on this album, like really heavy tracks? And yes, there are, such as, of course, the opening track, My Place in the Dirt. This song definitely goes hard. I mean, this is definitely a very solid opening track. I even like the way it starts, that intro, and Ryan's guttural vocals sound really good. And then, of course, you have Sorrow Light the Way, which, of course, was one of the singles. I think Ryan's vocal deliveries in that song are very strong. Then you have Light Bends, another one of the singles, a very good song that is pretty accessible. Pretty easy to listen to, but I think it's good. Not one of my favorites on the album, but I do like it though. And then you have The Pain in Me Is Gone, another one of the singles. This is a pretty emotional track, but I dig it, and Ryan sounds pretty good in this song as well. And then you have By a Thread, another good song on this album. Then you have I'm Done, which was the first single, and it's just a fun, catchy song. You can't go wrong with it, and yeah, I think it's great. And then you have Ouroboros, which was one of the heaviest tracks on this album, definitely a very good one. And then you have Breaking Through Me, another good song on this album. Ryan sounds good on this track, his vocal deliveries and everything. And then you have Overwhelming Closure. Now, as far as Ryan's vocals go, I think this song definitely has some of Ryan Clark's best vocals on this album. You can definitely tell he's giving it his all on this track. It's definitely a good one. Hang the Fire, I'll be honest, this one is probably my least favorite on this album. I like it. I think it's a good song, but if I had to choose a least favorite, it probably would be Hang the Fire. But it's not bad, though. And then you have Reflected, a very strong track as well. And I dig the riff work. Ryan's vocals, of course, you can't go wrong with. And then, of course, the closing track, which is the title track, There Was a Light Here, which this, among other songs on this album, are about Ryan Clark's late mother who passed away. May she rest in peace, of course. But the title track, I would say, is one of the most emotional Demon Hunter songs. And pretty interesting way to close out this album. I don't think it's one of Demon Hunter's best closing tracks or anything, but I think it's good, and I think it ends in a pretty interesting way, so there's that. But going back to, of course, the themes on this album. Now, I don't know if I would go as far to say that this is a concept album about, loss. I mean, I guess you could look at it that way, but I don't know. But some of these songs are about Ryan's late mother, of course, which is definitely something that I can relate to for those who don't know. I also lost my mother to cancer in early 2024. So I definitely know what Ryan Clark is going through. I mean, it's one of those things that's like, when you lose a parent, it's one of those things that you will never know how it feels unless you actually go through it, or it's something that you'll never understand unless you go through it as well. And it's definitely not easy. So my condolences to Ryan Clark for sure. But I thought this album was great. I thought that this was a very strong release from Demon Hunter, a very solid album in their discography, and kind of a unique album in their discography too, I'd say. I think if you're someone that likes classic Demon Hunter, this is definitely up your alley. Overall, I thought it was great. And I would say that this is probably Demon Hunter's best album in years. Probably since Extremist, I'd say. So all in all, There Was a Light Here. Really good album. Really good album from Demon Hunter. So if I were to give this album a rating or a score, I'm kind of thinking a 9 out of 10. Definitely worth checking out. Let me know what you think of Demon Hunter's new album if you've heard it. So with that said, thank you all for watching. Take care and have a good one.